Alright, big update in the Charlie Kirk situation. The suspect has actually been arrested, turned in by his own dad, and the internet reaction is exactly what you'd expect. Chaos. Ethan Klein decided to weigh in, send pikers under fire, and Elon Musk somehow made it worse with just 2 punctuation marks. Before you get into this update, if you haven't seen my previous video on Charlie Kirk's assassination, I definitely recommend checking that out first. In that one, I went over the initial chaos, Trump's statement, the crowd reaction, people's cheering, conspiracy theories, all of it. This video is more of a follow-up, covering the arrest and all the internet drama. So if you want the full context, go watch the first and then come back here. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't been living under a rock, I think we all know what has happened. But yeah, if you want some more context or just want to watch my previous video, go ahead and watch that. But yeah, let's get back to it. So the big update is that police have identified the suspect, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. This wasn't a dramatic FBI raid. This wasn't some spy movie. The guy was literally turned in by his own father and his minister. That's one of those details that feels ripped out of a TV drama. And honestly, you almost feel bad for the dad. I mean, of course you would. That's a horrible position to be in. But at the same time, he did the right thing, because no matter what, covering for your son in a case like this doesn't just make you a bad parent, it makes you complicit. So yeah, I do think he made the right decision here. And the internet immediately caught into the details, because of course they did. The same Converse sneakers Tyler wore in his dorm pictures shown up in the surveillance footage at the event. That's what gave him away. Shoes. Imagine planning a political assassination and forgetting to change your shoes. It's both tragic and comical. Tragic because of the reality of what happened, comical because it shows how sloppy people can be. Converse really out here doing detective work more than half the FBI. I mean, imagine getting caught out for shoes and planning this whole thing out just to get caught by your footwear anyway. But then even Trump himself confirmed the arrest before it was officially reported. Now, usually when Trump says something, people assume it's exaggerated, but nope, he was spot on this time.
Essentially went to the father, went to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic, by the way, and the person was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister, and brought him to a U.S. Marshal who was fantastic. And the father convinced the son, this is it. And again, I'm always subject to be corrected, but you know, I'm just giving you, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in. As I'm walking in, they said, looking real good. They have the person that they wanted.
Someone close really did turn the suspect in, and that somebody was his dad. And this also destroyed all those early conspiracies. You remember those, right? The shooter vanished, this was staged, this was MAGA cleaning house, or the left staging a hit. But the truth? Just a 22-year-old whose dad dropped him off at the police station. Reality isn't glamorous. It's just sad. The whole situation is. And that's where I think we need to pause for a second. Because with all the memes and takes, it's easy to forget the real human cost here. Charlie Kirk was controversial. I didn't agree with most of his politics, but he was also a father, a husband, a human being. His family didn't deserve this. And the crowd that day didn't deserve to watch it happen in real time. I mean, it's traumatic. That should be the baseline. Whether you loved him or hated him politically, we should all agree. No one deserves to be assassinated for their beliefs. Now, speaking on baseline takes, Ethan Klein came out of nowhere and gave one of the best reactions to all of this. Here's the clip.
If you consider yourself a gun control activist and you find yourself cheering on the assassination of Charlie Kirk, then you are the problem. Being a principled activist means staying true to the whole point of the cause. The point is to reduce gun violence. Everybody has a right to not be shot when they go outside. Even the people who advocate for more guns, because the principle is what's important. We're protecting everybody or we're protecting nobody. We don't get to make distinctions about who is a valid target for being shot. If you actually believe in gun control and lowering gun violence, if you're gleeful in the face of what happened, not only are you a sick, demented human being, but I want you to know that I despise you.
And he's right. If you're against gun violence, you can't just turn around and celebrate gun violence. It's hypocrisy, plain and simple. Ethan usually trends for saying something dumb dumb or wild. This time, he nailed it. It's telling that people were shocked he had a reasonable take. That's how low the bar is right now. Saying don't cheer for murder feels like a hot take. It's crazy. This world is fucked. But of course, the internet can't stop itself from spiraling. Old clips of Hasan Piker resurfaced, showing him making edgy jokes about right-wingers.
Left-wingers, liberals, you need to be fucking showing your opponent's guts on there, okay? You need to be gutting them. You need to be shanking these motherfuckers and letting their intestines just ride on stage. Slice them up, slice them and fucking dice them.
Out of context, in hindsight, they look terrible. And suddenly people are demanding Twitch ban Hasan, even calling for his arrest. And then Elon Musk jumps in with this. That's it. 2 exclamation marks. And suddenly, Elon's audience goes wild, acting like Hasan himself pulled the trigger. Elon doesn't need to write essays. Punctuation is enough to set off a storm. This is what I mean when I say the internet turns tragedy into content. Instead of focusing on the actual murder, people are more invested in whether Twitch bans Hasan because Elon tweeted exclamation marks. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, someone's died here, bro. And that's the scariest part of all this. Charlie Kirk is gone. His family is grieving. A 22-year-old suspect just threw his life away. But instead of reflecting on that, the discourse online is about scoring points. Shoes, memes, who said that, who should be cancelled. Like, what? And this isn't just about Charlie Kirk. This is about what happens when politics becomes blood sport, when empathy gets thrown out of the window, and everything is just about owning the other side. Because once you're saying it's fine if my enemy gets assassinated, you've opened a door that can't be closed. And sooner or later, it won't be your enemy anymore. It'll be someone you actually agree with. That's why this matters, because murder should never be normalized as political discourse. Should never be normalized anyway. So that's where we're at right now. The suspect's in custody thanks to his own family, and quite honestly, the dad's made a good decision. And Ethan Klein gave probably his most reasonable take in years. Hasan Piker's clips are blowing up in the worst possible way, and Elon Musk basically poured gasoline on the whole thing with 2 exclamation points. At the end of the day though, none of that changes the fact that a man was murdered and a family is grieving, and no matter what side you're on politically, celebrating that is messed up. If you want to keep up with how this all unfolds, make sure you're subscribed. I'll cover every new piece as it comes out, and let me know what you think in the comments. Is this just internet chaos, or does it show something darker about where politics is headed? That's what I think it's doing anyway. Politics is dark, man. But anyway, yeah, let me know what you think and subscribe.